The Korean War is often described as the moment modern armies finally understood cold. That belief is only partly true. What the Korean War actually revealed was not a lack of technology, but a loss of institutional memory. If this kind of overlooked military history matters to you, take a moment to subscribe to Echoes of Valor. This channel exists to recover the details that shaped survival and effectiveness long before modern branding or technical buzzwords entered the picture. What is rarely acknowledged is that some World War II armies had already developed a cold-weather clothing system that in specific conditions performed more reliably than many modern waterproof breathable fabrics. World War II forced armies to operate across extremes, from North Africa to the Arctic Circle. Interestingly, several World War II-era militaries converged on the same principle independently. Warmth did not come from simply sealing the body inside a barrier. The German, Finnish, and Soviet systems were particularly instructive. Each of these systems relied on multiple thin layers rather than a single heavy garment. Wool was not chosen for comfort, but rather for failure tolerance. German soldiers on the Eastern Front wore layered wool uniforms combined with windshells that were deliberately uncoated. This stood in contrast to later post-war designs that prioritized waterproofing. WWII doctrine assumed wetness was inevitable and focused on minimizing its consequences rather than preventing it entirely. Cotton has a poor reputation today in cold environments, often summarized by the phrase "cotton kills." But, that judgment ignores context. In WWII layering systems, cotton was never the insulating layer. It was used as a sacrificial layer, easy to change, easy to dry, and positioned away from the skin. When possible, these garments were dried or swapped. This system required discipline, but it worked within the logistical realities of mass armies. One of the most overlooked features of World War II cold-weather clothing was the use of simple windsmocks. These garments were often loose, unlined, and uncoated. Their purpose was not warmth, but wind control. Gore Tex and similar membranes are optimized for specific conditions. They perform best during moderate activity, in cold, dry air with strong vapor pressure differentials. The real strength of the World War II layering system was not the fabric itself, it was training. Soldiers were taught when to remove layers, when to ventilate, and, even when to accept being cold for a bit just to avoid sweating. What World War II layering teaches is honestly a bit uncomfortable in our consumer age. There really is no perfect garment. Comfort, it turns out, comes from management, not materials. In the end, systems outperform products. Understanding these systems matters because, frankly, it reveals just how easily hard-earned knowledge can be lost. The Korean War did not lack solutions. It simply lacked continuity. If you value this kind of careful, experience-driven military history, go ahead and subscribe to Echoes of Valor and share this video with others who want more than just surface-level explanations. These lessons were paid for in cold, exhaustion, and, yes, lives, and they are still worth remembering.